Hey, beautiful ladies. How is everyone doing today on this marvelous Monday? It is your girl, Mama Mia, here for another Mama Mia's Motivational Monday. Now, you know I like to keep it real with you girls because that is just what I do. Real deal, Holyfield, that is how we roll. So what I'm going to talk about today, you might not like what I have to say, but somebody had to tell me, and who better to tell you than your girl, Mama Mia, because you know I come from a good place when I tell you things. But what I want to talk about today is really to stop blaming other people for your failures, for the reason why you're not succeeding right now, why you're not in the house you want to be in, why you haven't went back to school, why you can't buy that car that you want to have, why your business isn't running the way that it should be running. Stop blaming people for the reason that you are failing. Now, we have all done this. I know that I have done this. Anyone who has had, I'm not going to say a jacked up past, but kind of a jacked up past, or who's had some troubles in their past, who didn't have that ideal childhood or that ideal environment or whatever the case may be, it is so much easier for us to say, my parents didn't support me and love me the way that they should, or I wasn't raised the same as you were. I didn't have a silver spoon in my life, in my mouth, so you wouldn't know how it is to not have the money to do this. Or I'm not able to get that bank loan, so that's the reason why my business isn't succeeding. Stop it, people. There are plenty people out here who has had it way worse than you and I have, and that have succeeded way further than you or I have. So what I tell myself and what I want you to know, and you've heard it before, if they can do it, you can do it, and so can I. I can do the same thing. Like I said, I've done it before. I have blamed every situation, and some of those things I was just listing there are some situations that I was blaming. I would blame I didn't have the opportunities that other people did. I didn't have the school education like you had. Or I didn't have the money like other people had. So that's why I couldn't buy that house. And that's why I couldn't go back to school or whatever the case may be. Even as far as recently, well, not recently, but who cares? But anyways, when I did apply for bank loans, I didn't get the bank loan. So I was like, it's the bank's fault. It's just their fault why my business isn't growing and why I'm not getting here and doing these things. Stop it. Everybody has these situations, and that is where you grow from. That is where you find the growth, is in those situations. You might not see it at the time. You might not understand why you're going through those things, but I promise you, my friends, that you are going through them for a reason. Like I said, done it before. There are plenty of people that are out here who have done the same things. And like I said, they've gotten a lot further than we have. But we can get just as far as they have and even further if we want to. Couple examples I want to give you besides myself is my good woman, my good friend, buddy old Paolo friend, good old Oprah Winfrey. I'm sure that you've heard her story before. Her parents, mother and father, gave her to her grandparents, her grandmother to get raised, and then they came back and got her. She lived with her mother for a little bit. Father was the one who really helped change her life, but she was sexually abused by a family member. She was in a poor environment. She was not raised with a silver spoon in her mouth, but we all know. Look at Oprah today, my good friends. Another example I have here. Mark Wahlberg, my man, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, for those that remember. He was raised in a small, poor environment. He said poor community, small apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, 9 siblings that he had. He was in a gang when he was young, and to look at him now, I think, oh, Mark in a gang. But in a gang when he was young, he was addicted to drugs. He was addicted to cocaine. He robbed people. He went to jail. And when he went to jail one point in time, he was decided to change his life, and he went on another path, and boom, if he can do that, we can do this. My girl Drew Barrymore, different story, that's why I found this one to put in my notes. Drew Barrymore, because most people were born in poor environments and they didn't have, she was the complete opposite. She was born into money. For those who know her story, she was born into her money. Her mother and father, entertainment business, they had money. But the thing with her is that her father was an alcoholic. Her mother started taking her out to party when she was very young. She started doing drugs. She started doing alcohol. She started doing things that a little girl should not be doing with older men. And she started getting addicted to drugs. She was in a mental institution at the age of 13. She was in a rehab at the age of 14, again at like 15 or 16. But look at her now. She cleaned it up. She straightened it up. She did what she had to do. And boom, check my girl out now. And then my last one I want to talk about is Tyler Perry. We've heard Tyler Perry's story. He suffered from abuse from his father. He attempted suicide in his life. He lived in his car in a little Geo, which is just funny to think, a big 6-foot man sleeping in his Geo, but he slept in his Geo. He was homeless. And now Tyler Perry is worth millions of dollars. So stop it, people. Stop blaming your environment, the abuse, the lack of education. Nobody is supporting you. You can't get the bank loans. You can't get the investors. I have the kids. My spouse doesn't support me. My family doesn't support me. Whatever. Stop it. Because change starts with us. We are the co-creators of our life. We are the ones who are the captains of our ship, and we are driving this bad boy, my good friends. Now, we can easily, it's so much easier for me to blame every bad situation in my life, and I did that for so many years of my life. Trust me, my friends, those who know me, my good family members, my great friends that I have over the years, they know I've opened up to them. I've had those boo-hoo moments, and I blamed everybody else but me as to why I wasn't where I should be in life. But when I stopped doing that and I really sat back, and this is what I want you to do, because this is what I did, is I really had that real deal conversation with my aunt, and she told me, there's going to have to be a point that you have to stop blaming others. And she gave me some examples, kind of what I did, and showing me how other people did it as well. And so what I did is what I want you to do. Do the same thing, my friends. It works. I want you to really take some time out. My deal is I always talk about nature. That's when I just feel one with myself and my good man upstairs. But whether it's the room, the bathroom, or wherever you get a quiet minute, go to the library, go outside to the park, go outside in your backyard. But I really want you to go somewhere, grab you a pen and paper if you have one. If not, you don't even have to write this down. But it helped me to write this down. But I've even told people you don't even have to write it down. But really think to yourself, have you given it all that you got? Everything that you got? Have you tried to go back to school? Whether you have to go back to school and the kids have to go to your mom's house and you have to catch the bus to go to school and do whatever it is that you have to do, did you do that? My answer was no. Did you stop hanging? Are you still hanging out and partying with other people and putting your energy in things that is not helping you move forward? And I was like, no, I haven't done that, because I was still doing that. I was still partying. I was still going out. Everybody's heard I always talk about the bartender's life. I would go out, spend my tips, party, drink, whatever, wake up, do it all again the next day. But then I would complain that I don't have the money to pay my bills and I don't have the money to go on the trip because what? Because I'm out spending all my money. So when I sat back and I really thought about it, and nobody sees this list, whether you're writing it down or making it mentally, nobody sees this but you. And, I talk about my good man upstairs, but you're a higher power. So be real with yourself. Not only that, are you saving money where you can? And I've done this, and I have to check myself all the time. But I tell people, when you say you don't have any money, when's the last time you put $2 in the savings account and just left it alone? When is the last time that, and people, I've done it. That's why I say, I know, will say, I don't have any money. I don't have any money to save. But I can go and I can buy a soda at the store, or you can go and you can buy a $3 cup of coffee, or you can go and, buy a new shirt, new outfit, whatever. So that's what we call reality check. you sit there and say you don't have the education. Like I said, when's the last time you went back to school? If you don't have the money to go back to school, when's the last time you read a book? If you don't like to read, when's the last time you listened to an audio book? When's the last time you watched a webinar? Like real check, reality check. Give yourself that reality check. Whether it is moving on in life, in business, education, spiritually, whatever it is. Like even with me, I would say, I want to get better with my man upstairs. I want to get better with my higher power. I'm a good man. And then I would really realize, like, Mia, are you reading your Bible? Are you doing your prayers? Are you talking to your man throughout the day? And at that point in time, real deal, I wasn't, but I do now. So, like I said, this is what we call reality check 101. Stop blaming other people for why you're not where you should be. Stop blaming your environment. And yes, I get it. There's a lot of people out here that their environments are tougher than others, that they are homeless, that they do come from a poor background. I get that, but you can only blame that so far. Is there a way you can get out of that? You might not want to hear it, but can you get in the military? Can you go to Job Corps? Do you have another relative that you could go and stay with? If you're old enough, never run away, but do you have a friend that maybe they can get you out of that environment and they've kind of moved on and you've asked, could you come and stay with them? I'm just saying, if all your friends start calling you and ask to stay with them, it's not my fault. But if you could ask your friends, can I come and stay with you? Because I'm really trying to change my life. Like, do you really do all that you can do, or are you blaming others? All right, I'm done, my good friends. Reality check 101. Stop blaming everybody else because you're not getting to where you should be getting right now. You will get there, my good friends. Do this little exercise I just said. Start making your goals on how you can improve that. Start with that mind. I know that you can do this. It doesn't matter that environment. We have had that. I just named some people that have had those abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, homeless, no money, with money, sold drugs, addicted to drugs, got arrested. List goes on. Go out there and do it, my good people. Make your life beautiful. You got this. Rock it out. I believe in you. And remember, sometimes you have to believe in the belief that others have in you before your own belief kicks in. I got you. You go out there, rock it out like a boss. I just had to give you a little real talk today. Love you guys. Peace.